Mr. Muhammad,
I give it, sir.
you're charged with failure to comply with basically FSGI, leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On March 22nd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the complaining witness went to the police station to make a report for someone that struck her vehicle and failed to stop and give information. On March 24th, 2025, the officer reviewed body-worn camera where the complaining witness stated that while she was at a soccer game, someone struck her parked vehicle. The complaining witness stated that another witness left a note, and that witness observed the defendant strike the complaining witness's vehicle and leave without stopping and giving information. The witness stated the defendant was the coach of the opposing soccer team. The complaining witness stated that they talked to the defendant, but the defendant has failed to provide their insurance information. The officer met with the witness who viewed the accident and administered a photo array. The officer observed vehicle damage from the defendant and the complaining witness consistent with complaining witness and witnesses' accounts of events. The officer observed text of the complaining witness communicating with the defendant. In those texts, the officer observed the defendant state he is responsible for the crash and he has no problem paying for the expenses out of pocket. The complaining witness obtained a written estimate of cost of repair to her vehicle of $1,975.78.
Okay. Mr. Muhammad, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Does he have a license? You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name.
Yes, Judge.
I'm also ordering you not to go back to the soccer field. Do you understand? If I find that you pick up a new case, if you go back, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more.
Judge, may I? Is there any way we just do no contact with this person? Because in this club soccer world, there's only like 2 to 3 fields that they play on. My daughter's played Albion, and there's only like 3 parks that they play out. So can we just?
To happen again. And
I understand. Can we do a no contact so that he's not around that person because he's the head coach of the soccer team? And we're going to get this taken care of pretty quick. I think they agreed that if he pays restitution, they're fine with it.
how is it going to be possible if they're still playing soccer that it's going to?
I think he can avoid them. These parks are big. There's Dice, Zuby Park. Go ahead.
First of all, sir, I've never had contact with the woman who claimed these claims. That's one. Second of all, I never left the scene because I had to.
I'm not going to argue with.
No, of course, I understand.
We're not arguing the case.
Sir, sorry, yes, I'm just trying to clarify that there's no contact between me and the or whoever's making the complaint at this moment. I've never had contact with her in my life, so there's no reason for any non-contact going forward, as I said.
Before he's allowed to drive, I want proof that he's got liability insurance, and I don't want you to have contact with the complaining witness. If I find that you get into another accident, if you're a danger in my city, I'm going to lock you up. Do you understand, Mr. Brown? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we need to put bond conditions. We need to show proof to pre-trial that he's got insurance, and then we'll allow him to drive.
Thank you, sir.
You mind filing those conditions? Oh, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thanks.
No, Judge. He's a U.S. citizen.
Mr. Tolentino.
Morning.
So you're charged with illuminating an aircraft with a laser pointer. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. The agreement that you have worked out is a 6-month deferred adjudication. This is a very serious agreement that you're entering into now. This is a type of probation that if you complete successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record, but you cannot tell people it was dismissed. It doesn't get dismissed. You do a probation, complete it successfully. If you do, and you don't end up with a conviction. Do you understand the difference? You give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement, telling us that you can complete this. And if you don't, you're facing an entire year in jail. Do you understand? You're giving up a lot of rights. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you are stuck with this until you complete it successfully or it gets revoked. If you do something to violate this agreement, like you pick up a new case, you don't do your class on time, you don't do your community service, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest, and we're going to have a hearing to see if you violated. If you do, you're looking an entire year. Do you understand? You still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the illuminating an aircraft with a laser pointer improperly? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to withhold it for 6 months. You will do an effective decision-making class, thinking for a change, no drugs, alcohol, 25 hours of community service. Did you graduate from high school? Okay, what are you doing now?
Electrical. Electrical. I do electrical.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to maintain full-time employment while you're on probation as well. I'll make you a deal. If you do well, you get everything done quick. I'll take you off in half the time, meaning get your classes done, be nice to everybody. And if you do that, we can take you off in half the time as a reward. But if you mess up, it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
So
All right, bud. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, John.
Judge, we have a panel outside. Just go ahead.
Okay, do this and then we'll go. Good morning, Ms. Davis.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with assault, causing bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand that you're making a lifetime decision today where this assault is going on your record and it will be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Do you understand?
I'm facing 90 days.
If you pick up any more cases,
Oh, yes, sir.
you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail.
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to, is this on doctor?
It's on the
Giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. Do you understand?
I do understand that.
This isn't like Target where you don't like it. Oh man, this is hurting. You can return it. No, once you plead guilty, it stays with you forever. You never change it. If you're not guilty, don't plead guilty. It's just that simple, really. Don't, because you'll always live with regret.
Sir, I was assaulted first.
I can talk to you about the case. Right? You're telling me that it's self-defense.
A trial today.
Yeah.
She's gonna show up.
she won't be.
I'm happy to give you more time to discuss it. Just, it's probably not best here. I live stream, so.
We will for tomorrow, Your Honor.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, sir.